The Azimio One Kenya coalition has once again come out to say that its presidential candidate in the August elections, Raila Odinga, won the contest ahead of his then competitor and now President William Ruto. This time referring to a report released by an alleged IEBC whistleblower. Azimio stated that Raila won the polls after garnering 8.1 million votes ahead of Ruto, who reportedly managed 5.9 million votes. Speaking in Nairobi on Wednesday, Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni noted that the aforementioned report proved beyond doubt that Odinga was the victor in the August 2022 race to State House. Bushebi Jr. compiled the following report.
Jubilee Party Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni now claims that Azimio leader Raila Odinga won the August 9th elections with 8,170,355 votes, representing 57.53% of the votes cast.
And I want Kenyans to take this down.
The former Ndaragwa Member of Parliament claims that a research done by Vanguard Africa, which he stated is a non-profit organization, indicates that President William Ruto, who was announced by the outgoing Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Chair Wafula Chebukati, mustered 5,915,973 votes that represent 41.66% of votes cast.
You have already seen with us in Azimio.
Kioni further stated that the report by the organization, which he claims partners with pro-democracy leaders across Africa, shows that presidential results in 59% of the 290 constituencies cannot be verified with absolute certainty.
The whistleblower is not hiding his identity. This is a research, a study that has been done by a group known as Vanguard Africa, a non-profit organization that partners with pro-democracy leaders across Africa. You can reach him, and I want Kenyans to take this down. You can reach him. This is his Twitter handle, @Smith-Jeffrey T. That document is available. @Smith-Jeffrey T. We will be analyzing it, and I'm sure when the party leader is back, he should be able to make a comprehensive statement on it. But a casual perusal of the document has some very interesting results. Now, this is just a casual one before you even sit and see. What we have seen in one of the pages is that at one point, 144 constituencies had their results verified. And often at times, those results are far from the results that were announced by IEBC, 144 of them. Most of the manipulation that was done happened within the Mount Kenya region.
He further stated that Raila Odinga, who is currently in South Africa in his capacity as the AU High Representative for Infrastructure Development in Africa, will give a comprehensive statement upon his return.
As I said, a comprehensive statement will be issued by our party leader and the others that you have already seen with us in Azimio. And I ask that you take time also, go through the report. We will summarize it for you.
Vanguard Africa, which Kioni claims sanctioned the report on the outcome of the elections, was founded by an American citizen known as Jeffrey Smith. From his LinkedIn profile, Jeffrey Smith describes his organization as a non-profit organization that supports free and fair election campaigns and pro-democracy leaders across African continent.
On the political opposition.
Smith's profile further indicates that he is a veteran human rights campaigner, writer, and consultant who has advised several presidents and pro-democracy opposition leaders from over a dozen African countries.
We ran a free, fair, credible, transparent election 2022.
Kenya's Supreme Court confirmed William Ruto's win in the disputed national vote, ending weeks of political uncertainty after the opposition and election officials questioned the count.
At the same time, the mechanism constituted a syndicate to execute a series of strategies consisting of bribery, blackmail, extortion, threats, and intimidation of various public officials of the IEBC, attempt their abduction, torture, and assassination, to storm the National Tallying Center and attempt treasonous insurrection, use of violence to cause the alteration of the vote tallying, as well as entice or bribe or force the IEBC chair to announce their favored candidate, or failing this, eliminate him and replace him with a willing accomplice from among the sleepers.
There's a day I called Kibicho. I told Kibicho, the way things are moving, we need to act very fast. So he asked me, Babu, what do we do? I told him, Kibicho, we need to arrest Chebukati immediately for bungling elections. Do you know what Kibicho told me? Babu, wacha vita, wacha vita. Nikasema, what is happening na huyu mtu? Was this part of it? Was this? I'm telling you the truth. This man was supposed to be our person. Yeah. But what is happening? Is wacha vita. Nikamwambia, no, it is you to arrest Chebukati for bungling what? Elections. Then Cherera to announce Baba as what?
As one.
As the winner. You see. Or we go for
a rerun.
A rerun. Because the election is already being bungled. Hey.
Ruto was announced winner on 15th August amid a divide within the Electoral Commission over the declared outcome, which showed that the then Deputy President had gained 50.5% of the vote, beating the long-time opposition leader, Raila Odinga, and narrowly avoiding a runoff. More than half of the commissioners disowned the vote, terming the process opaque, and Raila launched a challenge in court alleging fraud, voter suppression, and impunity by the commission's chair, whom he claimed acted unilaterally. Thanking Kenyans for the opportunity to serve, Chebukati noted that he leaves behind the IEBC with solid governance structures and a stable permanent secretariat.
We went through challenges, but 2022 election was a success as far as the commission is concerned.
As they signed, they received a glowing tribute from President William Ruto during their last day in office. The president, who was speaking during a meeting with the constitutional commissions and independent institutions at State House on Tuesday, noted that Chebukati and a team of commissioners, Boya Molu and Abdi Gulie, who are also exiting the commission, had done a commendable job in the country's electoral agency.
This administration, led by His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, should find some other place for you to continue leading this country with that kind of resolve.
You make friends, you make enemies, but what is more important is that your commitment to the Constitution must always be firm.
We now know that Chairman Wafula Chebukati, who is in this audience, and Commissioners Abdi Yakub Gulie and Boya Molu, as well as the CEO, Hussein Marjan, and their staff, were offered stupendous financial rewards to cooperate with the agents of impunity, but they bravely resisted.
However, Ruto's sentiments elicited mixed reactions from a section of leaders and Kenyans.
Ours is victory deferred, but it's coming home.
For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Bishop Junior.